Hello, and thank you for tuning in. My name's Wayne. I collect ps1 games, and I figured I'd start a channel to show you my journey as I try to collect all 1400-ish of PAL UK games. I've got here a bunch of recent editions from charity shops, Vinted, CEX, and independent stores. And I'll be honest and straight up, I cannot stand CEX. If you've seen my recent short that I did a couple of days ago, if you watch it, you'll see what I mean. I got a game for £120 and it turned up like it had been in a sandpit. So let's just get into my pickups and some parcels to open, including one here. This one, which is quite possibly my biggest spend on this collection so far. So let's just get into it. We'll start with some independent stores. Paid £10 for NBA Live 99. Not quite sure if that's a good deal or not, but that's that one. Another one is Fox Sports NHL Championship 2000. Case has seen better days. But all of these games, by the way, are complete with manual, minus that one with a sticker residue. I only collect complete games. Another one, Casper, Friends Around the World. I'll probably never play this, but maybe not. A game called Turnabout, which oddly was way more expensive than I would have expected this to be. I believe the shop I got this from, he had two of these, and he had one at £69, I think, and this one was £24.95. Bargain, if you ask me. And this is a dreadful game, Goldie. I don't even think this is really classed as a game. I mean, it's jigsaws and colouring books by all accounts. And another dreadful game, Bubsy 3D. I will play all these and maybe put some footage in for my next video. I don't know, but I remember this one being trashed from when I was a kid, so we'll see. We'll go to some charity shop finds next. I got a game called Windsurfer's Paradise, and if anybody knows about Midas games, you'll know that's probably crap. A Phoenix game, good old Phoenix. Trick Shot. I doubt this is much cop as well, but I'll give it a go. I like pool. These charity shop finds, by the way, all of these were £1 apart from one of these. A game called Strike Point, the Hex Missions. I know nothing about this one. I'm yet to play it. But again, I'll give them all a go. I might do a gold tooth and one in the pink, two in the stinkum. We'll see. A game called Grudge Warriors. This one, I vaguely recommend it. Apologies. I vaguely recognise it from back in the day. Don't quote me. Bugs Bunny Lost in Time. That was £2, as you can see on the sticker there. Not a bad find. I mean, Bugs Bunny is Bugs Bunny, I guess. I'll do a couple of CEX ones now, because these ones were I'm actually quite happy. I've recently ordered 5 games from CEX. 2 have been great. 1 was okay, and the other 2 were shocking. But these 2 are good ones in my mind. Wild Arms, absolute legendary game. I'll give that a go most likely this evening after I've had a play around with these parcels here. Castlevania Chronicles. Now, I won't lie, £150 I paid for this, I believe. I keep the receipts in here. If you can make that out, £150. I'm not the biggest fan of Castlevania, and I thought this one was pretty trash, if I'm honest. But it's the price you pay for trying to full set something. Some Vinted purchases. I bought a bundle of 29 games for £40. And I kept 7 out of all of them because that's the ones I needed. The rest I just shifted on funded some more stuff. This one I've been searching for ages. It's called 442 Soccer. I don't know much about it. I remember it being pretty basic. But the only listings I found on eBay were £100 and £100 and something pound. Which, if you ask me, for a game, well, what year is this? 97? Football game of that age, really? That much money? I got Circuit Breakers. Now, this game I remember plenty. Kind of Micro Machine style game. All of these I will capture gameplay and post them on one of my next videos. But if that's before Christmas or not at this point, I'm not sure. All-Star Soccer. Now, I know absolutely nothing about this. Like most football games on the PS1, other than FIFA, it will probably be trash. I mean, it's a football game. Tennis I can't stand, and this is complete Davis Cup. Again, this was a cheap one from in the Vinted pickup, and I don't know anything about this one. I've never played it. The only tennis game I ever played was Breakout, which I have somewhere up there. Player Manager, I'm not sure on the year, but the artwork seemed to be pretty cool for one thing, and it was a Vinted pickup. NBA Jam Extreme. Now that's a game I remember, and the original on the Mega Drive was amazing. Sank way too many hours into that. I'll probably play that in a bit, actually. International Motocross? Yes, International Motocross. I've never played this, but it'll probably be invisible walls, bouncing around the corners, like most of the PS1 games were of that type. And I've got another Vinted pickup here, which, where's my scissors? I will open now on camera. This one, I know what this is, but I'm going to refer back to Donald Mackerel here, because that chap, check him out. I'll put some links down below, but check his channel out. He has the worst luck on Vinted. This game, let's make sure it's all there first. Put the insert in. Disc is sweet, so that's alright. I'm not very good at getting it on the camera here, apologies. Well, it's a few fingerprints, but other than that, manual's alright, no rusty staples. This game I got for an absolute bargain, and I used to love this back in the day, is Vampire Hunter D. I don't know if anyone knows much about this, but the PS1 had some phenomenal role-playing games, and that is fantastic. In fact, I'll put it on now in the background to start it up. Test it works for a start. Before I do my Vinted, my CEX pickups. I've got two. This one I'll open first, because Royal Mail have already tried opening it for me, so let's just get straight into it. All this bump, get out of the way. Turn the volume down on that. So this game from CX, as you can see, was £62, and that is Discworld. I already have Noir, but I don't have, well, I've got this one now, but I don't have the second one. I guess I'll have to get that soon. Let's check. Manual. Present. Now, the disc is okay. I'll have to test that in a minute. It don't look that bad, actually, but covered in stickers on the front, which I don't like. I don't know, CX for you, I guess, but the disc, it's got some weird blue markings on there. I doubt you'll be able to pick that up on the cat. There you go. That, believe it or not, is not visible under certain conditions. That may be disc rot. but I'll give that a check. In fact, I will check that now. Vampire Hunter D works. So let's stick this in and see if this one works. Let's have a look. Better be alright. This thing was £62. It's not exactly a cheap game, is it? Alright, while that does its thing, I'm going to get straight to this thing. As soon as I saw this was in stock at CEX, I pulled the trigger like an absolute idiot because I didn't like the other one that I have of this. So let's just give it a go and open it. Some of you guys are probably going to think I'm an idiot for spending this money on a PS1 game, but it's not the most expensive one that I still need. So we'll get to that at another point. Invoice out of the way. Let's just turn that volume down on there. I think they've packaged it well enough for a PS1 game. That's the parcel. Still going, still going. Right, so the case is in excellent condition. The disc begs to differ, but an annoyance, there's a sticker on the inside of the inlay. The manual is, let's just check the center page, make sure everything's there. Well, the manual's there, no rusty staples, it just looks a bit tatty. And now the disc, it has a little scratch, can't really get that angle. Might be able to make it out, a little scratch somewhere around there. Around there. But the game in question is Castlevania Symphony of the Night. And as you can see, £420 for a PlayStation 1 game. Now, I'm not overly happy at myself for spending this money this close to Christmas, but CEX haven't had it in stock for a long time, so I thought, sod it. So, Broken Sword, not Broken Sword, so Discworld works. So I will just run that disc and give that a clean shortly. Let's test this bad boy, eh? Let's see if I can do this without showing my address. So as you can see, it's a CEX invoice. And there's the receipt price, £420, like an absolute melon. While that loads, I have to give some shout outs to Donald Mackerel Gaming for his words and wisdom for doing this. This is the first time I've ever put myself on camera, and I'll be honest, I've been quite nervous about doing so for a long time, hence my lack of eye contact. I'm not very good at that. Pixel Paul also for his words of wisdom in regards to just talking to the camera like it was someone I knew. And I have to put a big thank you to Gentlemen of Games and Wayne's World of Gaming. Those two have helped build this collection you see behind me by selling me games they no longer want or multiples of. And one shout out I have to do in response to a recent video is to Kev over at Access Area 6 in regards to his alphabetical way of listing his games. I myself have put anything that begins with the word the under T, and then the second word is in alphabetical from then on, as in the Italian job comes before the Legend of Dragoon. I know a lot of people have said to not list the. I'm anal about the fact that the worst part is that some of these games say something different on the front as they do on the side. So the Adventures of Alundra is under the T, and then Alundra 2 is just Alundra 2, not the Adventures of Alundra 2, which is baffling, if I'm honest. So that is up there under A. And now I cannot read. I'm going to have to try and show you this. So apologies about the flickering TV there. How am I supposed to read that? Name changer, file select, file copy, file delete. Right, so I believe that's working. Decide. Well, so far so good, which is good considering it's a £420 game. Apologies, I've got to put that back in my rack. So, oh, there we go. Yes, that works. I'll play that properly in a while. So that's my pickups. And my aim, like I said, is to get all 1,400 and around 20-ish games. I have, like an absolute nerd, in this folder here I have printed out lists of all the games from a specialist list that I found on the online. And I am literally just marking every game I've got as I go. And so far, I can honestly say I don't recommend collecting PS1 as in for everybody, because these days the prices are an absolute joke. But the worst one is quite possibly got to be a game called Cindy's Fashion World, which I am not exactly happy about looking at spending over £1,000 on. And it's probably a game I'll never play, so it'll just sit collecting dust. But I do have a few games here that I will play. My favourite being Vagrant Story. I can't say enough positive things about this game. It's well underrated, and if you've not played it, I highly recommend you give it a go. And I guess I'll leave that from here for now. I'll post another video. My birthday is at the weekend, so I will have many, many more of these things to add to this collection. But thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the comments.